A big move towards transparency in political funding. The Election Commission of India has uploaded the data of the electoral bonds as furnished by the State Bank of India just a day before the deadline set by the Supreme Court. The data, remember, has been published in two parts. One part includes the details of bonds purchased by companies, and the other part the donations received effectively by each political party. So these are separate sets of data. The top donors include Future Gaming and Hotel Services, also Mega Engineering and Quick Supply Chain Private Limited, the Vedanta Group as well. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is also set to hear the electoral bonds case on Friday after the Election Commission moved the top court. But our senior colleague Sunil Prabhu is now joining us live. So Sunil sir, this data, there's a lot to analyze. It's a rather exhaustive data, almost going to 400 pages. But talk to us about the top donors as far as this data is concerned, and also the Election Commission moving the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so I'll take the second part, and I think that's the most important. First, of course, is that the Supreme Court is seeking from the Supreme Court, the Election Commission is moving a petition and requesting him that sealed data, apparently they didn't have a second copy, and they would now like to get it back from the from the Supreme Court and then make that public as has been requested by the Election Commission. So that's the reason for why they have moved the court. That's the ostensible reason. But what we have been told by Mr. Prashant Bhushan, who's from ADR, who's the lawyer for them, has said that he'd be asking certain clarifications about the fact that the alpha and unique number of the electoral bonds that is there should be disclosed, which of course is not there in the order. And this is what the SBI has given in an affidavit as requisition as per B and C of the constitutional judgment. That data has been given, the date, time, and whatever is there. The unique ID card, which would have helped to match between the donor as well as the recipient, is not available, and that is something that they will be seeking a clarification on before the Supreme Court. So that's one aspect to it. The major donors have, as you can see, Future Gaming, Vedanta. The names are nothing surprising. They are mostly companies who have they can show clearly that there has been, for example, Mega Engineering, some kind of quid pro quo in terms of government contracts. What was we saying right from day one, once the constitutional judgment came, that this will be a wealth of information. It will be able to show shell companies. It will be able to show companies which had an NPA. It will be able to show companies where had got government contracts. It can show where there have been ED notices, or prior to that or after that, or how the whole entire process has been done. So this in itself is a wealth of information. It would have been great in terms of transparency and accountability, that you would be able to correlate the two, so that the general public would know where political parties, be it the BJP, be it the Congress, be it the regional parties, where do their money come from? What was the basis for it? How did the BJP get over 11,000 crores of rupees? All these factors have to be taken into account. And that is where, and surprisingly, 95% of that has been given to one political party. So all these questions need to be, in the public domain.
So thanks very much for that update. As you said, there's no correlation right now, but still a wealth of information. That really is the story now. The quid pro quos involved, and perhaps the conflict there as well.